Story Part 1. I originally posted in relationships, but I was advised to post here instead. I got some comments from my post there, and I have taken a lot of criticism on board on what I did wrong and how I can improve. I also had some feedback on how to handle my wife and get to a point where we can be good co-parents, but I still really don't know how to approach this. I guess I am still trying to find a strategy on what to do next. Original post. So I'm seriously confused. I have been reading a lot on these forums over the last few days, but I'm still kind of dazed. TLDR, wife cheated. I checked out. I thought she would be happy for us to go our separate ways, but she completely freaked out. I just understand what she is trying to achieve. I discovered my stbxw cheating about 7 months ago. I went through all the heartache, the denial, the pain, the pick-me attempts. I was seriously depressed for a long while. I never confronted her, but I was a total mess. She must have known I knew. She just didn't care, I guess, or at least I assumed that. About 2 to 3 months ago, I was just done with it all. Done with her, done with the marriage. I just didn't care anymore. I completely checked out of the relationship and started preparing for divorce and my new life to come. I avoided my wife as much as possible. I tried to stay out of the house when she was home. I would not engage in conversation. When she asked me a question, I would only answer yes, no, or maybe, or I don't know. I even left the divorce lawyer's bills out in the open. She must have known I was checked out and preparing to divorce. Kids even asked me about it, even they could see what was going on. I even did the "we both love you" speech. It's not your fault sometimes grown-ups can't be together anymore, etc. My wife was actually in the room and must have heard me talk to the kids. She didn't comment or object. I took her silence as consent. Anyways, a few days ago I met a girl I used to know in school, before I ever met my wife. We always had this tension between us. Some kind of chemistry. We would always flirt and be touchy, but we never actually did anything about it. Let's call her Monica, because I think she looks like Monica Bellucci. Monica and her family moved away before I found the guts actually do anything about it. I regretted that for a long time. But I was young, shy and stupid. I haven't been thinking about Monica for a long time actually. I haven't seen her for years. But as soon we met, the tension between us was palpable. Even more than I remember, and communication was effortless. She actually asked me out. I explained the situation to her with my stbxw. I told her I wanted to be officially separated before I started dating. I wasn't going to cheat. Monica respected that. She gave me her number and told me to give her a call as soon as I was done doing what I had to do. She told me she never married and she was really excited to get to know me again. I was even more excited. The encounter motivated me to finally confront my wife and officially get separation and divorce going. I was really happy when I went home and sat down waiting for my wife. I was actually grinning like a lunatic when I asked her to sit down and told her that we had to talk. I told her I've known about her cheating for a long time. I told her I assumed that she knew I knew, especially since I checked out of our relationship for the last 3-ish months. She didn't seem to mind that I no longer care. So, I told her I want to start dating and get on with my life. I concluded my speech with, "All taken into consideration, it's time for us to get divorced, don't you agree?" Her reaction was totally not what I expected. She started crying, not just regular crying either. Like a desperate soul-breaking noise. I have never heard anything like it. She was blabbering excuses, asking for second chances, that the affair didn't mean anything. We could fix this if we try counseling, etc. I was a bit shocked. I thought she would be happy. I told her she could go and be with this guy without guilt. He is obviously more important to her than her family. If he wasn't, why go with him in the first place? She must have known this would destroy us. She can't possibly be that stupid, can she? I told her if she believed we needed fix our family or our marriage. The time to do that would have been 7 months ago before she had the affair. Now it's too late. It's broken beyond repair. I didn't think we had any problems in our marriage. She didn't talk to me and I am not a mind reader, so whatever it was, I had no way of fixing it. Since she started this affair with the other guy, she obviously thought something was wrong or missing. Something that was so wrong that it couldn't be solved by talking to me. Something had to be so lacking or so wrong that she was okay with having our children grow up in a broken from there on in. If not, why do it? I clearly and calmly explained that there is no way for her to UF this guy for the last 7 months, and there is no way to undo the pain and suffering she caused me. The pain she caused that made me arrived at this point of basically being indifferent. Or actually, I kind of hate her guts. I'm simply being civil for the sake of being able to co-parent our children in the future. I told her I didn't believe she ever cared about me, No person that cared even a little for someone else would put them through this kind of pain. They would not betray them in such a way that she had done. Her telling me that she loves me has no meaning or credibility because her actions conclusively prove otherwise. She became completely incoherent at this point. I could not make heads or tails of anything she said. It's just a jumbled mess. In the end I had to call her sister. Because honestly I wasn't going to take care of her. Her sister showed up and after I explained what was going on she took her away. I felt tremendous relief when they were gone. Life I could finally breathe for the first time in 7 months. I don't know what I'm looking for here. She must have known this was going to happen. She must have wanted it. She can't possibly be that stupid that she thinks this behavior, these choices she made, would result in anything other than divorce and a broken family. She is beautiful, she is smart, our marriage was great up until she started her affair. I have accepted that life changes, I have moved past it. Now she is pretending like she loves me? That she wants us to remain married in a family? What could possibly be her motivation to have this major drama at this point? What could she gain? I mean, she couldn't possibly expect us to try to reconcile at this point? Could she? It must be some kind of ploy? I just can't figure out WTF it is. I have lots of evidence of her cheating. I live in a European country and this would mean no alimony or anything for her. Could that be it? Is she afraid I will out her? Could that be it? She wants me to feel sympathy so I don't tell people about what she did? Her AP is married so maybe she is scared I will her his wife? I just can't get my head around it. Anyway, I just had to get this out of my head. I was hoping it would make more sense typed out, but no, I am just as confused now as when I started this rant. Comment 1. Sorry to read this. Especially as she is also posted on Reddit. It means we can also see her side of the story. I managed to see the breaking point you didn't want to cover here. And that I think she did not understand even after she saw it happen herself. The pick-me dance is usually the final step for many BS before they finally walk away. For cheaters caught in the fog, the pick-me dance is validation to them that they are high value. So at the stage you were doing it, it would only make things worse. You only did the right thing around the 2-month mark, which is when you checked out, and she wrote that she started having time with her AP. That was when you learned that the pick-me dance does not work. But actually speeds up the separation. Comment 2. It sounds like you are a safe and comfortable place for her whilst she has her real fun elsewhere. Her AP is married so he is obviously not ready to leave his wife and this means divorce will leave her alone. She is not yet ready to leave you until he is ready. Her wailing is all about her predicament, nothing to do with loving you. This lady is just using you for comfort until she is ready to move to what she imagines is the perfect life with her AP. You are being used. You are the second choice guy, not her first choice. She is trying to guilt you into saving the cozy life you give her, but she is the guilty one. The wife you loved left you long ago and this woman who is cheating on you is someone with very different beliefs and different personality to the lady you originally fell in love with. If you were single and met this lady, with her current behavior and personality, for the first time today, would you fall in love with someone like this? Don't confuse what you had years ago and who you loved years ago with what is in front of you now. Comment 3. I am so sorry to cause you pain. Unfortunately, most of us here, in this specific subreddit, have been through a version of this and know the patterns. Human behavior is predictable and she is following a pattern, a predictable pattern/path, just her version of it. I guess if you have read this sub you will know that going NC is the best way to heal and when you have kids it is just kids you discuss and nothing else. Apparently there are special phone apps for divorcees that parents can use for contact about kids instead of personal contact. There is also an issue of healing for you. What makes you smile and what starts to bring you back from the person you became as a married person? Married people compromise, that's actually a nice thing, to blend and make their partner happy. This means you have given up things you like to make her and the kids happy. It's imperceptible to you as it's little bits over the years but by now it's a lot of things. So, finding things that make you happy and do not remind you of her is a key thing. All these things you like and stop doing, as a compromise, are precisely those things. These are things you will enjoy and not remind you of life with her. No reminders is a good thing. These little things, and big things, are now what you want to remember and then go out and do them. It is not out of spite or revenge but to bring happiness to you. One secret to happiness is tiny smiles each day. My tiny smile was a breakfast cereal I enjoyed but never had because they were too expensive and she did not like them. Well, I had this cereal, with extra helpings, and it just made me feel good. I also traveled to Bali, the UK, went paragliding, whitewater rafting and so many other things. You need to go a parent's version of NC. You need to find you again in the things that make you smile, especially tiny smiles each day. Yes, I use words like you need to. Because it is a proven path. Humans are predictable and a proven path fits nicely with that predictability. Oh and do not worry about dating again, it will happen naturally as you become happier. Please be assured that women love happy, responsible and mature men, you are that. All the stories about younger women going out with older guys are true because those younger women love your maturity and wisdom. You are still very lovable and life is going to be good to you again. Comment 4. Up. She probably thought you were bluffing her. And she took this as a bluff. She probably thought you would not pursue divorce. She's a cake eater. She could have you and the other dude, so why not? She never imagined you would divorce her and thus she had no respect for you. Because to her you were a weakling who didn't even have the courage to address her. This even encouraged her to continue the affair since you were a coward who doesn't even have the guts to talk to me and she needed a real man, and that's what my affair partner is. 1,000 times the man my husband isn't. You can bet they laughed at you at their escapades because they thought you would suck it up forever. If you bet your house on it you will not be homeless. Now comes the paradox of forgiveness. If you don't forgive her she will think of you as a strong man. That means she will want a relationship with you because you are a man that can handle yourself properly. But if you forgive her you are only a doormat, so forgiving her is the way to get cheated again in the future. As for the guy's wife, you have to tell her. It's only the right thing to do. As for why she changed. When you finally confronted her she might have it rehearsed that she would cry, or the cry can be genuine. If the cry is genuine then it's because finally being confronted she finally understood actions have consequences and you are not the doormat she imagined you to be. It's not uncommon for cheaters to have a shock and discover what they lost at some point. You should know that there is a sub for cheaters when they teach each other how not to get caught and how to stay with their betrayed spouses. The reason to stay with the spouses is not because of the spouses but because they get satisfaction on the APS, so once they are finally confronted the main strategy is love bombing and hysterical bonding. If you look up there probably she even made a post so people can teach her how to get her husband back so she can continue cheating. You are doing the right thing. Now you have to implement 180 and absolute gray rock method. Also, you should do a DNA test on the kids. And let her know you did it. Comment 5. Dude, you found a new woman that you have always wanted and the feeling is mutual. Don't wreck that for your current wife. Do with your wife what any guy in that situation should do, divorce her. It is irrelevant why she suddenly starts crying and begging. Lawyer up, go no contact and divorce her. You are indifferent? Stay indifferent and start a relationship with Monica. Why she is behaving like that? Can be many reasons. Maybe she knows the AP doesn't want her. She knows damn well that he is just using her for the time. He will never take care of her. So obviously you divorcing her will make her lose the guy taking care of her. As you say yourself, she will not get alimony. Might be another reason. Everyone now knows. So she has to go through the shame. Yet another reason. Probably she is now also going bananas because she can feel from you that you found someone else. You replaced her and she knows, and that made her snap. This is exactly why, contrary to what everybody says, I am all in favor of revenge affairs. Make sure you let the wife of her AP know about his cheating. She deserves to know as well. Lawyer up, start the divorce proceedings and start dating Monica. I don't think you should wait until your divorce is official by law before starting to date Monica. Your marriage is already over between you. You told her about it, and by doing so you can consider yourself now single and start dating around. Thanks you for watching. Everyday new movies. See you soon.